Hello, my name is Owen, and welcome to the What I'm Going to Read in December video. December of 2023. It's the swan song of the year. We're going to transition very, very soon into 2024. And I'll tell you what, you may be holding on to 2023 with all your might. You're saying, I don't want this year to go. I love the number 2023. But let me tell you this. I got a good feeling about 2024. Not for me, not necessarily for me, but for you. No, not that guy, you. Yeah, I'm pointing at you. Because in this one, we break the fourth wall. And if you think I'm talking to somebody else, I'm talking to you. I'm serious. But I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving if you live in the United States and you celebrate that. I took a nice week off. Very relaxing, very rejuvenating. I feel recharged, re-energized. But you might have seen I posted my Mad Ship review a couple days ago, book 2 of Live Ship Traders. For fans of Robin Hobb, go check that video out. And if you haven't read any of Robin Hobb's books, go check those out too. I tried to give a little bit more of a, maybe not measured, but maybe balanced review, I guess you could say. I really, really, really liked the book, but I had some criticisms, and I tried to balance that out because I love everything that Robin Hobb makes so far, and I think to say the same praise over and over gets kind of redundant because everybody knows that at this point. So I want to be fair, but I also want to be a little bit more critical on things that I really enjoy, because it makes it a little bit more fun too. It makes me feel a little bit smarter when I think about, well, why didn't this part click with me as much as maybe the rest of it? I don't know. Maybe my brain is just growing at sizes that I can't even comprehend yet. But regardless, I digress. Moving on to 2023, the last month, December. What are we gonna do to cap off the year? You guys must have a huge reading extravaganza planned. Not really. I really just have. It's mostly housekeeping reads, if that makes sense. I do have a couple books that I'm in the middle of. Like most prominently, my War of the Roses book by Dan Jones. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm actually not going to touch those this month, so great housekeeping what I'm doing. But these are mostly books that I've been sitting on for a while, that I've been meaning to get to. I've just been pushing back because of random things that come up in my library saying, you have to read it now. I'm like, but I don't want to, but I will, and I'll enjoy it. But these are books that I've been sitting on for a while, been wanting to read for months now. And it's not too ambitious. It's a busy time of year, so I don't know how much books I'll actually be able to finish. That being said, I'm a train chugging down the tracks. I got so much momentum right now, and hopefully we can maintain that for at least a week. Because momentum's a hard thing to carry these days for your old pal Owen. Let's just say that. But the first thing, we are going to continue House of Chains, book 4 of Malazan, our reread. I've been neglecting it. Every time I try to read a Live Ship in a Malazan, it's just I got to put the Malazan aside because I already read this. I want to read the new Doorstop Fantasy, and I'm not promising to finish it this month, but I am promising at least to finish part 2 of this book because I need to get back in the rhythm here. And I'm going to take a short hiatus from Doorstop Fantasy just so I could really get back into Malazan and focus on some of the other genre reads that I want to finish up this month. That being said, even though I just said it, and usually takes me a week to go back on my words, I did start reading book 3 on Court of Thorn and Roses, A Court of Wings and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. You know, listen, it's a 700-page fantasy book. You know, you know it, you love it, or you hate it. But like I said about Libby, it just popped up again, and who knows how long you gotta wait for these books because they're so freaking popular. And it's the final book in the trilogy. And I just finished the other one a couple weeks ago, so I'm like, I could get this trilogy out of the way. I could get to the conclusion. I could have a complete view of it, and I don't know. I just felt the pull, and I know what you're thinking, Owen, you're an absolute moron. You literally just said to us in this video that you weren't gonna do that, and then you immediately said that you were doing it. But relax, because you'd be surprised to hear that I'm already 55% of the way done. No, hold your applause. No, hold them. It's fine. I'll take them later. Because after I finished Mad Ship, I almost immediately got it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let anybody call me a fool. And I just went crazy. And in the past 5-6 days, I was just a reading machine. So actually, I expect to finish this 700-page plus monster in the next week. I expect to finish it in the first half of the month and get it out of the way, and then post my review, and then potentially be done with that world. I don't know if I'm going to read the spin-off. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe someday, but it's not. Not to give us. It has nothing to say about this book that I'm currently reading. Spin-offs in this world don't necessarily entice me. Let's just say that. But we're gonna finish it, and we're gonna get that fantasy trilogy out of the way. Moving on from there, we have another indie author, self-pub, friend of the channel, Umbridge by Derek Bailey. I read his Voidwalker short story collection a couple months ago. It was like early summer, I believe, and he sent me his next book. And like I listen, to my credit, I did tell him, I'm like, who knows, I'm going to get to this, but I'm getting to it now. I really enjoyed his short story. It's kind of like it wasn't an anthology. It was a building novellas relate to like one giant narrative. And the review that's on the channel if you want to check that out. But Umbridge by Derek Bailey. He told me what it's about, but I forget. We're going in blind, but we're going to read it this month. And Derek, if you're watching this, I'm very excited. I'm very excited, and you know what? You should be too. Or maybe you shouldn't be. Maybe you're pranking me, and this isn't going to be a good time. I expect it will be, though. And thank you, Derek, again, for sending me a book. I love books. How'd you know? The next book I'm going to read is one I've been talking about, or I mentioned, I feel like a couple months ago, but then I just never brought up again. It is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I've had this one bouncing around my Libby for a while, but I had to do the thing where I keep delaying the delivery. It's finally lining up where I see an opening for me to read this book, and I can get it relatively soon. So I'm going to read that this month and end the year. And people say it's his strongest work. Steinbeck's strongest work is East of Eden. So I'm really excited to dive into that and possibly end the year on a classic banger of a book. I'm so excited for that. And I don't know. I really don't know anything about that book either. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how dense it is. But I loved Of Mice and Men. I love Grapes of Wrath. And so I was just feeling an itch for some Steinbeck, and so happened that I stumbled upon that one. Then I was watching some other videos about it, and everyone's like, it's amazing. It's the best thing you ever read. And some people on this channel have even commented that. So I'm extraordinarily excited. So what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4 books that I'm currently reading. I only plan to finish 3 of those, even though like a part of House of Change is basically a book in itself. So 3 finished, 4 reading. If for some reason I enter an ascended state where I'm reading at lightning speed for the entire month, I will probably finish or start to read again War of the Roses by Dan Jones, because that is a book. I don't feel as bad about Hitchhikers because that's like it's all of the books in one, so it is separated by different stories. Whereas War of the Roses, I kind of just abandoned, and I don't like leaving books outstanding. It's either I'm reading it or I'm not reading it. You can't be sitting on the fence, okay? That's not how it works here. It's just not. Because eventually at some point, if you're in the middle of a book and you're still reading it, if you wait too long, you're just not reading it. And then you're just a liar to the world and to yourself. Not a good thing, guys. Not a good thing. But looking towards the future, the end of the year, what do we plan to do for the channel? I got a couple ideas, looking forward to 2024. What kind of goals do I have? Not only in what I plan to read for the entire year, but how do I want to read for the entire year? It's something I've been pondering. Not that I've been having a crisis, but I feel like some of the ways that I read maybe aren't, like, I was gonna say sucking the most fun out of it. I feel like I could be a little bit more articulate than that, right? Maybe I'm not getting the most out of it. Maybe I'm not secreting the most value. I don't know if that's better or worse, secreting. I don't know, guys. I don't know, it's early. Anyway, that's gonna be a video too. I don't know when those are gonna come out, obviously before the end of the year, and then probably after the turn of the new year, when I know these are all the books that I did read in 2023, we're gonna do like a look back, like more hardcore, like how many books did I end up reading? How did that match up to my beginning of the year goals numerically wise? Genre breakdowns, and then maybe look ahead to like what I would have done differently had I been me now, but in the past. I don't know. It seems like it could be pretty fun. Let me know in the comments what you guys are reading this month. You're all pretty good about that. And if there's anything, just looking ahead now to get out of the game, if you know you're going to read in 2024, you know, like genre-wise you're going to focus on. Because I need some inspiration as well. So I appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video and want to see more like in the future. And as always, thanks for sticking around.